Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Hurry Up. I'm your host, the Don Juan of Sports Adam. Yes, I know I haven't been around in a while, but I'm back and I'm better than ever. So, last night, the NFL season kicked off. And if you're a Giant fan, the Cowboys had your number. Now listen, if you're a Giant fan, there are a lot of negatives to take away from this game, but there are a few positives. Let's get into the Cowboys. Cowboys did a good job at neutralizing the Giants' pass rush by short passing and running the football. To me, personally, the game was sloppy. It was exciting if you're a Cowboy fan, but it was also a little boring at times. You can also tell the schedule for both teams was a little off. I think when they come back and start playing with more Sundays, start playing with these refs, I think there'll be a little more dynamic to both teams. But if you're a Cowboys, that's a good way to start the season off a big win. Let's see how they do next week against Seattle because that's going to be really a big test for them. Seattle has a good defense, and coming off this emotional high, playing the defending Super Bowl champions in their building and doing that on a consistent basis and really getting off to the good start, that's exactly what the Cowboys needed / wanted. So if I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm looking forward to seeing how the next game plays out because the next game is just as crucial as this one. As for the Giants as well, the Giants are playing Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is no slouch. They do have a new coach, which means there will be a transition period, but that doesn't mean that they don't have good players. They do have good receivers outside in Williams on the outside, as well as Vincent Jackson. And they do have LeGarrette Blount, and they did get Doug Martin, and they do have Josh Freeman, who I don't think is elite, but they do have Josh Freeman. So what the Giants need to do is gut check time. They got in there, and this is the team that was last year. Enough talent to stay in a game, but not always there mentally. And I think the first half of the game, you saw the Giants play somewhat to their capability. They came out flat, and then when the turnovers and the bounces were going their way, and the big plays such as Victor Cruz dropped a couple passes, I think those drives, and also the David Wilson fumble, who, by the way, we'll get into that in a minute. But when those things stall drives, it deflates your defense. And, in a game like this, you want to get it up on the Cowboys so you can have them feel a sense of, here we go, deja vu. We're not going to beat this team again. So had that goal line stand for the Cowboys was big. I also think the Giants' 4th and 1 stand was pretty big. I think there's a lot of opportunities here for both teams. Cowboys captured him. I think both teams have a long way to go in terms of getting back to the top status. But if you're Cowboys, you got to be happy. Giants, you got a lot of work on. Hopefully, Prince Amukamara can come back. Otherwise, kick out Hosley, bring that pass rush against Tampa Bay, win these next 2 games against Tampa Bay and Carolina, and then you'll have your full strength for Philadelphia in Week 3. As for the one thing the Giants did, David Wilson fumbling football. You know what? He's fumbled the football. He's going to have more opportunities. This is Coughlin trying to get into his head right now, saying this is not preseason. This is real life. You know what I'm saying? This is for all the marbles. Jobs are on the line. Do I agree what he did was wrong? I agree. I agree with it, and I also disagree with it. Here's why I agree with it. I agree with it because you gotta set the precedent that nobody is bigger than the team, so mistakes will not be tolerated. You also don't know how it's going to affect him mentally because he didn't give another carry. But I think you'll see him against Tampa Bay, and you'll also see him gain more confidence. This kid is a good kid. He should do it. The Giants know what they got with him, and he knows what he's got with him. And his head is on straight. You'll see it. I think the Giants need to establish. I think what people are missing with the Giants is no more stretch plays. Your offensive line is not built. Their offensive line is not built for stretch plays. When they went head up, and when they went man on man, and they had the fullback kick out defenses, that's when they did well. Look at the Bradshaw 10-yard run, and look at the Bradshaw 5-yard run when he was running to the outside and he had Hanovsky do it. That was good. That was a designed run to the outside, but the linemen were firing out to their men. When they were doing all this little crossing and pulling and stuff, guys like Booth and Boss and Snee are not fast enough to get to the second-tier guys, as well as they're kind of heavy-footed. The Giants have big interior guys in the front 3 and 2 slim guys on the outside. David Deal's under 315. Will Beatty's under 315. Sean Locklear is about under 315. The guys in the middle, Booth, Boss, and Snee, 325, 320, 325. Big guys. That's what they are. you got to run. You got to run through people, not around it. That's what you got to do. If you're gonna have these big linemen, that's what we're gonna do. And next year, you're gonna probably see the Giants address that. So that's been your hurry up. I'm back. We're gonna talk about a lot more sports. The Week 1 NFL weekend is still upon us. This weekend should be great. Great games. I'm looking forward to one in particular, and two in particular. The Jet game. See how they come out against the Bills, because there's all this hoopla about them not scoring touchdowns meaning nothing, and also the Pittsburgh Steelers game versus the Denver Broncos, because I want to see how Peyton Manning does. Again, this has been your host of the Hurry Up. I'm the Don One Sports, Adam. We'll see you next time.